The universe is always fair and amazing and makes sure that we cannot teach that which we haven't experienced. And so while I am not new to dark nights of the soul, I needed a refresher before accurately deepening this work to share. And so if you haven't experienced a dark night of the soul, or you don't know what it is, or you've just heard it as a popular buzzword, it's also often called shadow work. It isn't hell, it isn't punishment, it's just the shadow side of things. So you can liken it with each full moon is beautiful in its own, in its light and divinity. And there's a full cycle. It only occurs with its opposite when we have a new moon. It appears dark in the sky, as if there is no moon. We can only have the daytime with the rotation of the earth, and the nighttime, everything is in perfect balance. So each energy has its opposite, each end of the spectrum, each part of the polarity, everything is to a degree. No one is just one polarity. Nobody is all in the light. If they are, Robert Edward Grant says that it makes him a little bit nervous because there's like an inauthenticity there, that we each have the potential of tapping into these different degrees. And the more authentically we live, the more we come into balance. It's a result of seeing, of acknowledging, of loving our shadows. But before we love them, we have to see them and know that we are there. Remember that this game is played with 5% conscious mind and 95% unconscious. So until you become conscious and you can start to look at your subconscious and love your shadows and find them, you can't deeply integrate. So this is a lot of the integration work people talk about. So like, did you know in a nightmare that whatever terrifies you, if you walk up to it and hug it and love it, it transmutes, it goes away. Just like that in this reality, adding love removes hate and alleviates fear. So when we deny our shadows and disconnect and claim the light only, the bright images, we're actually out of balance. When we're neutral and in balance, we're in that 12 o'clock, that hell yes, it's because we've had these dark nights where we go into the darkness, into the pitch black, into the areas with pure fearlessness, leaning into these feelings and emotions that feel so real and so tortured. And you can begin to ask, is this even mine? Where did this come from? If you're curious. But when you keep removing each limiting belief you hear by following what we did 2 videos ago, by leaning into it and removing it, and this isn't going to substitute that video, but if you can lean into it and remove the emotion, then you can keep listening and keep having the conversation and truly live the most beneficial dark night of the soul you've ever encountered. When you can find that limiting belief of lack and listen to it and then remove it and lean into the next one and remove it and remove it and remove it until next thing you know, you've taken a flashlight into every bit of the darkness, that you've removed each limiting belief you hear, each lie that conflicts with your true unlimited self, each part of the subconscious that was programmed either who knows when, and illuminating it and seeing all parts of ourselves and bringing it into the light of our consciousness and bringing our awareness and bringing ourselves back into the balance. Because we don't live over here just in the light, and we don't live over here just in the darkness. We are balanced. We know our light. We know our shadows, and we are perfectly balanced with that flow consciousness of creator coming through us. Remember, we are innocent. You are innocent. We are all innocent. Our programs are many, many, many programs we came preloaded with as either soul imprints or astrological imprints or genetic, epigenetic, ancestral genes passed down generationally. All of that stuff we come preloaded with in this multiplayer game, and it is up to us to audit what's going on within us. So some we picked up living here, maybe in an unconscious life, and with these swirling vibrations of randomness that we came into with the randomness of the universe, but it doesn't really matter where it came from. What matters is how you play your game and how you play the hand you were dealt and what you can tap into, what darkness where you walk into internally within and find what's there and illuminate it, not ignoring it, disconnecting it, and living with this darkness, but just leaning into what's there. And that can only be done well when you have adequate, without first having adequate tools to remove what you encounter and to transmute it out, alchemize it. And with this deep love and this fearlessness, you find your unconditional love, your deeper love, deeper than you ever knew possible, in your knowing and in the ability you find to stand and walk alone into the unknown, into the darkness, and to see it and integrate it and then walk back out. That is when we've leveled up and into creation and into imagination and into deeper surrender, into our truest power. This is where the game gets so good. The best temples don't come from sitting as a bystander in your life on the couch. The best health doesn't come when we eat whatever that comes up. The best mentalities don't come when we don't audit what's running. The best friends don't come when you just stick with whoever shows up in your life. When we set our intentions and our focus and we remove everything that isn't that, and we move our bodies in epic ways, and we can intentionally eat vibrant, beautiful diets, and we can bring epic humans into our life who gravitate towards our energy, none of this comes without effort, and none of this comes without facing our fears, and none of this comes without putting in the work that doesn't feel like work. It feels like play, because we're playing the game and we're not quitting when it gets hard, and we're leaning into it. And when we need to rest, we rest. And when we need to prepare, we prepare. We do what needs to happen, knowing that through this life, through this darkness we see, it's just a mental illusion, and clarity is on the other side, and strength and power are waiting for us. And when your shadows come up, the world brings this reflection around you that we know is a reflection of within, that it is time to level up and go deep. So don't miss this opportunity for the most intense transformation and transmutation. If it feels like your life is burning down, these things are bubbling up that are just so overwhelming, that is where we harness this power into pure inner power. And with this beautiful temple we've curated inside, it's radiated to the world. So use your tools. Do not go into this without knowing how to transmute and how to alchemize and remove emotions and let it go and surrender. Go back 2 videos from here. I'll link it down in the comments if time has gone on, which video I'm talking about, and the one after that. I'll link both of them. I think they're both powerful for integration and watching. And don't feel like you have to do this alone. There are powerful creators out there who create content, like Joe Dispenza. I'm going to say it again. He has a meditation about aligning the chakras, and it is incredible. It pairs very well with this type of work. So when you pair it with that, and you're an open vessel, and you surrender, and you just ride the waves, and you see what's coming, and you acknowledge it and just remove what's not serving you, you're going to come out more powerful than you can ever imagine. And that is how we keep living a beautiful life, not because we live in the light, not because we avoid the darkness, but because we swing into each where we're led, and we come back to neutral each time, into alignment, into hell yes. So follow your dark nights wherever they may lead. Follow your intuition, follow your shadows, be prepared, and come out the other side. Ask for help if you need help from people. There are people all over with videos and things sharing these concepts so that you can find what aligns with you and what helps you reach that hell yes on the other side. Enjoy your beautiful day. I very much enjoy making these videos, and I have you in mind. So if this video brought you joy today, give it a thumbs up. And if you thought of anyone when you were watching it, that is your intuition, forward it to them and keep the conversation going. And if you had any epiphanies or any ideas, share them in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. I hope that you have the most incredible day. You deserve it.